Aloha, folks. It's Antonio with HypnosisProductReviews.com. Today, I've got my good buddy, Martin Stig Castor. Is that the name?
Martin Castor Peterson.
Okay, Martin Castor Peterson, all the way from Denmark. It's great having you back.
It's good to be back. And hi, Antonio. Looking good. Looking sharp.
I feel better. It's been almost a year and a half since I smoked cigarettes. I haven't drank in like 6 months.
Yeah.
So I'm losing weight. Now
It's good, isn't it?
Now I need to start getting in a shape so I can maybe eventually beat you at hockey.
Yeah, you better practice then.
So we're actually here to talk about his upcoming workshop in Vegas, Hypnothoughts Live, coming up this year. For anybody that hasn't been to Hypnothoughts Live, what the hell are you doing? You got to get there. The website is, I believe it's htlive.com. I should have had that right now. It's htlive.net.
Exactly.
It's August 25th to the 27th. Before we get into your workshop, you want to talk about Hypnothoughts Live real quick?
Yeah, well, Hypnothoughts Live is like a family conference, and it's the biggest conference for hypnotists all over the world. The first time I attended that was back in 2014, and I was blown away because there's this.
It was a blast.
Yeah, it was a blast because there's this special feeling about it, isn't there? And, you know, I've been to so many other conferences, and some are fun, some are a little bit more tight in a way, or a little bit too political in a way. But this is pure fun. People are having fun with everyone. And there's fun times at the bar. There's fun times at all the talks and the vendor's room all over. So it's really kind of like a fest, really.
Yeah, I got a little joke we can do. Sometimes if you're in somebody's room, such as Martin's room, and you're doing an interview, you're gonna get violated. In a second, I'll put a little video somewhere up here, somewhere on the screen of him hypnotizing me. And honestly, I felt like afterwards, be like, show on the doll. Where did he pull your hand? What induction did he use? Yeah. So if you look up somewhere around here, you'll see the video, and that will just show you how much fun it is.
And it is really, yeah.
I remember before this last conference, I actually had a dream that I was walking around Vegas, and I'm like, "What day is it?" I'm like, "Oh my god!" I freaking out. I'm like, it's Hypnothoughts Live. I'm missing it. I woke up and I was like, "Oh, I still get like 5 months left." Before you know it, it's here.
Yeah.
And is this the 5th year?
This is the 5th year. That's true.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I missed the first one, the absolute first one. I missed that, unfortunately. But the last 3 years I was there, and I'm really much looking forward to 17 because every time something is changing and talks are getting better, pre and post workshops are getting even tighter and even better. So, and you will see all the top 12, 15 of hypnotists from the entire world performing or doing talks at the conference. So it's really amazing.
And you even be able to meet the best hypnosis interviewer. I wonder who that would be.
Mr. Antonio Perez.
And thank you very much. Very humble too. I was going to say, did you catch me in my little negligee that one night?
Yes, I actually did.
You know the reason I did that, for anybody that long story short, I was a demo subject at Ken Gutzel's class. Helped to clean up a lot of trauma, and I've always been the person. I've got a real bad fear, not so much, but I had a really bad fear of being judged. So at the day he did that, the class, the demo was about I think it was maybe a 2-hour demo, maybe 4, I can't remember. Later in the day, they were doing the pajama party, and I'm like going through my room. I'm like looking for pajamas. I'm like, I don't got anything. I look at my girlfriend. I'm like, give me your beach dress or whatever, your sundress. So, and that's the first and only time I will wear a dress, which it was a little nervous, but then I realized.
Oh, that's what you say now.
That's what I say now, exactly. No, but it was actually fun. I mean, it wasn't fun wearing the dress, but it's fun knowing that you've got such a helpful environment. People, they're there to have fun. They don't care.
That's true.
It happens.
There's hypnotists all over the hotel anyway. And at the bar with the PJ party, you would see people that's the most conservative people, always really sharp in the dress or whatever, suddenly showing up at the bar at the PJ party wearing absolutely just PJs in a weird way, or animal costumes, or something like that. That was an amazing sight for everybody else who wasn't a hypnotist that night, I think.
The funny thing is, I'm way too hairy for a dress. As soon as I did that, I saw my chest. I was like, nah, no more, never again. Okay, so with the jokes out of the way, the one thing that Martin and I we're going to attempt, when I say attempt live on air, is we're going to attempt to market his training. I'm going to work on writing some sales copy for him. Before we go and do this live, what is your website people can check everything out at for this training?
That is martininvegas.com. That's
Okay.
the website for the thing we're doing right now.
So with that being said, I want you to pitch us on why we should go to the training.
My name is Martin Castor Petersen. I love hypnosis, but I was fed up with not being able to convince everyone about the power of hypnosis. So I created the CHC protocol that will convince the most stubborn skeptic.
Ooh,
I think that was the...
I like it. Tell us about the training, everything we're going to experience, why people should sign up. Basically, I want you to force me to pull my wallet out of my pocket and spend these on your training.
Well, I'm sure you had people that you wanted to hypnotize, or you wanted to demo hypnosis in front of them and show them a great experience of how hypnosis really works. But reality is that once in a while, people are not getting, convinced about anything. Or maybe the subject you're using is not suitable for the demo you want to use them for. Or maybe you don't have the skills to go beyond what you usually do. And this training is all about that. This is how you convince skeptics, not just with hypnosis, with fast inductions, with timing and all of that, but also with pseudo-hypnosis and some mind tricks we get from the world of mentalism, of how to change the brain's behavior in an instant so we can get them confused and actually have trance happen in a moment. And this is something that most trainers never teach the students about because they don't know it. But based on science, based on a lot of experience, and based on everything that I do, here's the CHC protocol about how to do fast, powerful, bulletproof convinces with any skeptic possible. So that's basically what it's all about.
Okay, I'm liking that. Let's see. I think you still got to convince me a little more to pull my money out. What kind of benefits am I going to get out of this?
Well, even in moments where you fail, because you will fail, what you get from this training is also how to own that moment. That means you're the only one who knows that you're failing, and how can you transform that into succeeding and still get your client in the direction where you want them to go. You will learn this on this training. You will learn that. Because a lot of people, they stop themselves when they do errors, like, I'm sorry, or let's do that over again, or, well, this was not what I was supposed to say, or something like that. I hear that so often. Instead of just overrule that with something new, or maybe use it as the actually, confusement that you wanted to set up for your client, or maybe something third, maybe something fourth, it could be anything really. So that's why I want people to acknowledge they fail, but they can create it or make it into a bigger success than they thought was possible. So that's also something that I want people to know, because I fail and do errors all the time. Nobody knows.
No.
Yes, I do. And I even have the guts to show it on some of my products. Some of my DVD products, there's actually a whole section of me failing, but showing how to change that into success and still get people in the direction I want, or still get them induced, or still get them convinced on top of me failing. And that is how to do it like a boss.
So how many days is the training?
Well, it's actually just 3 days. It's 3 days training, but it's a lot of hands-on. It's a lot of exercise. So I want people to work with it instead of just telling them how to do. I want them to feel it and see it and show it and get the experiences and fail and create a success out of the failure. That's what I want people to do.
Can you give me a breakdown of the day? Oh, don't give me a full breakdown, but maybe give me an outline of what they're going to be getting through each day.
Well, the total outline of it is not settled because it will change from day to day depending on what kind of class I have. So depending on what kind of people there's in class, I will always have a kind of like a rubber band effect to that flexibility, so I can change the full content of what people need. But the basic ones would be, how to read your clients and know what to do with them. It's how to know when and how to attack, and that was attacking. So you know what to do and when to do it when you want people to become, subjects of trance. It's all about the little things about the whole body language, body posture, not just you, but also your client, how to read it, but also you have to know how to use your own body language. There will be a section of how to use everything in your surroundings and make that a part of whatever you do. There's going to be a lot of insights from the world of mentalism, where you can do brain tricks or mental manipulation in a way that will help either trance or make people even more convinced. There's a whole section about how to use the body in a way where it will mechanically follow your lead, and people do not know this. So if their mind, if there's too much work in their mind, why not just deal with their body? So their mind will be totally amazed and confused that their body is suddenly doing something because you told the body to do it without them knowing. And then we put everything together so you can convert this into whatever situation you might have at the clinic, whatever situation you might have at your talk, your demo, on the street, on stage. And even if there's some mentalists out there who works in that field, here you will get all the real answers with real hypnosis and know how to incorporate that in whatever you're doing. And also for the hypnotist to incorporate that world into hypnosis so it kind of just blends in the most beautiful way. So this is everything you need to be able to be the victor of whatever situation you're in.
Perfect. Now, let's see. I want to ask you, so we're getting close to the end. How much time do you got?
I got some time.
Okay. I want some stories that I can use for this marketing later. What is I want to come up with some good nightmare story, or the marketer calls it the nightmare story, you wouldn't believe what happened to me kind. Describe how life was before you developed the CHC protocol, how sessions were going, and then describe it afterwards. And maybe if you got some juicy story.
Well, before I really got, the time to sit down and think about this and change the way I work with hypnosis, I know whenever I was supposed to do any kind of performance, I had any clients, all my thoughts was like, is this going to work today? Is it really real? Are they going to believe me? How can I convince them? And all of those thoughts kind of just impacted throughout my body and made me nervous, made me hesitant about doing stuff, made me not really believe in my own powers of being a hypnotist. And especially on stage also, where I had to perform in front of people, instead of being a little bit, hesitant and not being able to speak my mind, I was kind of just locked in my own body, and there was no flow, there was no naturalness to it. And that was really a problem. So what I wanted to do is kind of like look at people who were successful in what they were doing, what made them the successful ones and not me, and how did they feel about their work. And I figured out it was all about how they felt about the work. And not just, on top of that, but really the groundwork behind them feeling okay about the work was they knew that whatever happened, they had a way out. They knew it, nobody else knew it. And if nobody else knew it, they could pick whatever way out they wanted. And I never thought about that. I thought, well, if this is going to fail, there's no way back, because I was told in training, if you fail more than once or maybe more than 3 times, you're going to end the session or whatever, because 3 no's is dangerous. I would love a no, and I will challenge the no today. But back then, it was all, my whole body shut down, and it all became a very conscious thought process. So what really changed it for real and allowed me to put everything down with this training, that's going to be the first one, is a handful of years ago, I was doing a demo in Germany. I was teaching something way different. It was still hypnosis, but I asked everyone to join me in the evening and bring their friends and family or whatever. So we had maybe 50, 60, 70 people sitting in the audience in Germany, and they're very left-brained also in Germany, as they are right here in Denmark. And what I wanted to do is like 1 hour of just inducing people. No pre-talk, no preparing of clients, no nothing. It was like, do you want this experience? Raise your hand, and those who did, picked them up and got them on stage, and I gave it 3 minutes max. And within those 3 minutes, I wanted all the safety procedures to be done, the whole pre-talk or whatever, and I want the induction to be done, and actually showing people step by step what I was doing, and then waking them up within 3 minutes. And consider this is people that I maybe have no conversation with beforehand, and I didn't really know how to use and what to use with that specific person. So this was really putting me in front of all my anxiety and being afraid of failure. And in the middle of this, where I felt like, oh, this is going really good, and I felt successful in what I was doing, that was what I was supposed to say, I had this lady, and she was sitting on stage with me, and I said, so, okay, are you ready to go? I said that, and she said, no. And then I got confused. And this might be a language barrier, because I'm from Denmark, I speak Danish and a lot of other languages. She was German and didn't speak English that well. So there was some misinterpretation of what my intent was saying that. I meant, so are you ready to go into a trance or into hypnosis? And she thought, are you ready to go off stage because you're not working? So I got confused, and I didn't pay attention to that. So I was starting to fail in a big way. So I wanted to do a hand swipe in front of her, so her eyes shut down and her looking at a light. And when I did this, she was supposed to go into trance, right? I built that up within 30 or 40 seconds. And most of the answers and responses I got was negative, because she was not really feeling comfortable. And just when I did the hand swipe, she followed it for a little bit and woke up like, what happened? So she had an impact within the body, and her mind, was drifting for just a moment, but she was caught up with the, what the F happened right here, right? And I was like, damn, everybody's looking. And if I'm allowing this failure to become a failure, anyone else who's going to join me on stage will follow that because they just saw it. So I don't know really what happened, but I just let go completely of my conscious thinking. And I said, well, it might be you thought you were failing, but I'm going to show you that you did exactly what I wanted you to do. So that was the whole change of my thinking, was I wanted to show her that she followed every lead. She didn't know it, and I didn't know it until now, but I wanted her to understand that I wanted this to happen. So what I did was to build up the confusion even more. I looked at one side of the audience saying, so do you see that man over there? But there was no man sitting. There was a lady. And she went like, what? And then to the other side said, so there's a female sitting there, but there wasn't. There was nobody sitting there. She got even more confused. Said, well, you can look up, you can look down, you can look wherever. And I just pulled her arm and said, sleep. And she went out like a rock. And I was like right after thinking, damn, I did it.
Damn, that was good.
Like, yeah, but the whole coolness to it was like, I just looked at the audience like, totally like, I meant that.
I meant to do that.
I'm always winning. And people were like, okay, so if we resist just a little bit, he will still win. He will get us right down there. So every other demo I did from after that, everyone went even faster, even better, even more powerful. So I spent a lot of time dealing with the whole, what does it take to grab the moment and change it to success? What kind of language do you need? What kind of behavior do you need? What kind of other things from the outside, of techniques or whatever, can I put into that situation? So no matter what happens, my unconscious will pick one of those 100 options and bring that into the game and make everything a success. So they will be convinced, not just that person, but everyone looking. And that's a powerful demo.
That is good. Now, let's see. We're getting close to the end. Who is this training not for?
Training is not for people.
If you could say, you know what, if you're X, Y, or Z, don't come. Who is this training not for?
If what? What did you say?
If you could say, like, this training is not for you if X, Y, and Z. Like, who is this training not for?
Okay, this training is not for people who just want to lean back in their chair and read from a script and just stick with the words on a paper. It's not for you. And this is a training not for people who are not willing to go beyond what they think their limits are. If they don't want to go beyond the limits, I can't help them. So this is basically the top 3 people this training is not for.
Cool. You know how I was using my little joke of pretending that I'm reading off the script? It actually shows something that when you're working with somebody and then they read a script, it's you feel like there's a barrier between you.
True, it takes away attention and connection. So, hey,
it's like, wow, I'm a piece of paper. Okay, so as if
that piece of paper had all the answers from outside of the conversation between you and another being. How could that paper have all the answers from that conversation? I don't know.
Exactly. I'm a complex being. So how much Skrilla, how many dollars is it going to take?
How many dollars? Well, trainings on 3 days, we usually charge close to $1,000. And it's not just the training, actually. If people sign up with the early bird or whatever, I will throw in some other products that has, the value of another $1,000. And even if they do the combo with my 2 trainings, there's going to be a 1-year subscription to a monthly mentoring group call that has a value of $1,200. So all of that, if you're fast, or maybe just some of it if you're fast, but still, all of this goes for $697. It's a 3-day, it's a certification training, and it's only $697.
That's cheap. Let me put it this way.
Well, compared to what you're getting, it's really cheap. It's 2 clients.
And coming from a person who specializes in working with skeptics, I tell people, if you've spent more than, let's say, $2,000 on any hypnosis training, this is going to be worth at least like $1,500 to you.
Definitely.
It's only like $700. That's more than double your investment.
Well, I would say it like this, to really understand the full, amount of content. I was thinking about this the other day. So what is it that I know that makes me able to do this kind of training? What did I put into it? And I was calculating all of it, this item that I'm using, this technique and all of that. And if I collected that from all the trainings I've been to, I think I spent close to $100,000 to know what I know to be able to do this training. So that makes it almost ridiculous that you're only paying like $697 for a training like this, because I gathered all the information for you and I spent quite a lot of money knowing what I know. But I love my work and I just want people to learn the fastest way also. So that's the deal.
So, folks, if you look below here, you'll see a link. Definitely check out the website. Go to Hypnothoughts. And, folks, if you want to learn how to sell more of your hypnosis products and or trainings online, if you look below this, you'll see a area you can put your first name, your email. Go ahead, do that, click the button, and you will get a free ebook that teaches you 3 top ways to sell more of your products online. Now, with that being said, do that. I will see you in Vegas, and put your hands on. I'm gonna start throwing you some bills. I cannot wait to see you in Vegas. It's been a blast.
It's gonna be fun.